Charles Mulli, who is going to make his way shortly. Daktari, karibu sana. He is known as the father of the fatherless. He is the CEO and founder of the Mulli Children's Family. It's a family home that has seen, thousands of children go through it. He's going to make his way into the studio shortly. There you go. Good evening, Daktari.
Good evening.
Karibu sana. Good to see you. I've seen your interviews internationally on CNN, on almost all international media outlets. I mean, can you perhaps tell Kenyans who perhaps don't know who Mulli is, can you give us a brief history about your life?
Yeah, thank you very much for having us here tonight, together with my family here, part of it. Well, way back in the year 1989, November 17th, is when I got the vision. By the time I was doing business and in Eldoret, and out of that, I had accumulated wealth. And then I decided, through the power of God, to be able to use it for humanitarian services to the very poor, especially street children, orphans, and widows, and the people in the community, those who were poor. And so I started the ministry. At this moment, we have 3,500, those whom we care for.
3,500?
Correct.
How many have gone through the home?
Yeah, those who have gone through the home are 13,000. 13,000.
Wow, that is a big number. It's a big family. And speaking about the family, there's some of your family members who are in studio with us. We're going to show them to our viewers shortly. But perhaps can you tell us how your journey has been? Has it been easy? Have you had obstacles, challenges? I'm sure it wasn't that rosy.
Indeed, it has been a lot of challenges. And, many years ago, the white missionaries, churches, they were the one who were involved on humanitarian services way back 1980s, 70s, and so forth. But when I declared myself to do the will of God by providing, homes and environment of children to be able to learn, to read, to have a shelter, clothing, health care, that was unheard for. And therefore, people were challenging me that this was not the right thing for me to do because of my family, my wife, and all what I was doing. And so there was a lot of challenges, people rejecting even me and my family way back in Eldoret.
Clearly, it's been tough. We're going to talk to some of the beneficiaries, some of the children who are here with us. But there's a movie that has won international accolades, recognition and everything. You're going to tell us more about that. But for now, let's just get the trailer for now.
I remember one day I woke up and everybody had gone. I was abandoned, a child without parent. I became a beggar. I became a street boy. I walked to the city of Nairobi to get a new life. I was so happy. I have a family, I have a car, I had a dream. I want to do business.
Formed Mulli Agencies Limited. And then my dad had a monopoly in oil and gas.
It was my time. I was really tormented by these boys in the street. I saw faces of me, and I could not walk anymore. I cried. Why is it that God wanted me to take me back again? I will never, ever work for money again.
That's called total madness. That's what it is.
Dad says that he needed to sell everything and start helping the poor in the society, the children who are abandoned.
How do you let go of what you hold dearly? And how do you decide when to share your love?
Kenya was burning. We can't let this happen. We have to do something.
The children did not have food. If we don't step in, children are going to die. We had 3 children, 4 children, and the number kept on growing.
He said, welcome, this is your family now. These are all your brothers and sisters.
That is a miracle.
We are one family. We are one Kenya. When I remember that, I see the impossible becoming possible.
Wow, Mulli, what a movie there. It's a movie that has won international awards, as I've already told you. The children's family has benefited more than 13,000 children. At the moment, there are about 3,000 plus beneficiaries. I'm still with the father of the fatherless with me in studio, Dr. Mulli. I mean, that movie, can you perhaps tell us a short history about it?
Way back in the year, about 5 years ago,
Yes.
Somebody read the book Father to the Fatherless, which was written in the year 2003. And that book was read in somebody in USA. When he read the book, he felt like, wow, I would like to see the Dr. Mulli. And so he communicated with me.
Yes.
And then he asked me, can I promote this story? Because by books, it will not be really enough. The people need to see. And
Yes.
so he sent people from Hollywood, and they came to MCF here in Kenya, and so they took everything.
So it's Hollywood producers who actually worked on it?
Yes, first
Amazing.
class, yes. Yeah.
So let's talk about the international recognitions, the awards you've received, and then how local people, I mean, Kenyans have received it. We're going to talk about that shortly, but perhaps tell us some of the awards that you've already received.
I've been able to receive over 18 international
18
awards.
international awards.
Yes, and one of it is about the man in the mirror. So the man in the mirror, we had over 400 movies, and out of the 400 movies, mine Mulli movie
Came top.
was selected
That
the
was
best.
in 2017?
Yes.
When was that?
That was last year.
Last year.
Yeah, the last year in a place known as Tulsa in Oklahoma.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the movie has also premiered in Kenya. I mean, how have Kenyans received it?
Well, it has been very well received. Indeed, we premiered here in Kenya at Nairobi University.
Yes.
And we had so many guests, and they were really touched. And even, in fact, of point of crying, shedding tears. And this is because of the nature of the work and the sacrifice, together with my wife, Esther, and even my biological kid, sacrificing for the sake of many, many children.
Yes. Now, Daktari, perhaps can you tell us this? You know, having a home is some sort of a basic need, and people talk about housing being one of the agendas of the government. Are you getting any kind of support from the government, and what do you think needs to be done? Because there are a lot of street families out there still.
Yeah, indeed. In the initial beginning, it was like, yes, I'm working alone.
Yes.
And it was not easy for the government, really, especially during the other kind of government there was before. They never provided, support in terms of momentum, funds. But they morally they have been supporting me. And whenever we go to the government offices, everywhere, they have been able to open their doors for us. And this is because of the work that we do, because it's not about only children. We are dealing with the community by offering what we call health care, water, which we provide for the whole community, free of charge. And therefore, through that, then they feel like, yes, this is a worthwhile ministry.
I'm still looking at that movie there on the screen. It's a very captivating one, I must say. And perhaps what is your message to Kenyans out there? Because most people think about money, and how they're going to amass wealth, in millions and billions of shillings. I mean, this life is not all about money, right?
Indeed, according to my view, what is important is not about my own stomach, or myself, or my own family. But it is about each and every one, and especially those who are suffering, those who have got nothing, especially food, education. And therefore, for me, I count that one as the first priority. And anything that I get, it's for lifting the lives of the children. And the children whom I have, and they are going to sing a song, of course.
I'm looking forward to that.
They come from across the whole country, all the way from Garissa, and Mombasa, Masai people,
Pokot as well.
Lake Victoria, Pokot. I have even
We're going to
children
talk
from
to some of the beneficiaries shortly.
Yeah.
13,000 is not a small number. 3,000 at the moment that you're still helping. And you're not referring to yourself as a children's home. It's a children's family, right?
children family, because, you know, family, when we talk about family, we talk about the nation.
Yes.
And our home is so much limited. And so we are so wide, covering our country and even Africa.
And I'm sure all these thousands of children have their own personal stories to tell. And can you perhaps give us 2 or 3 in just a minute? Tell us some of the stories that have stood out for you.
Yeah, there are thousands and thousands of stories. And one of the stories that I would really tell is about one of the girls
Yes.
whom I found in the streets of Kitale. And her name is Church. She had come all the way from Kapenguria.
Her name is Church.
Church,
Yes.
Church, Grace Church. And she cried and ran after me because I was doing the ministry in the street in the year 1998, 99. And then she said, she cried, please, please, take me. And there were many of those kids, and I used to go to Kitale. So I met her there, and then once she pleaded with me, she was among 11 of those I took that time in the year 1999. 1999. She came, she joined the ministry, the Mulli children family, and went on class 1 all the way to class 8 to class 12 or grade 12, and then she qualified to join university. She passed very well.
And she's here with us tonight.
And
we're going to talk, we're going to talk to Church
and
shortly.
she's a lecturer at this moment.
Amazing.
At the Mulli College, because we have a college, of course.
That's one of the success stories. Definitely going to tell us about the college and much more shortly. But for now, we're going to take a very short break. But before that, a reminder of a big question tonight. Of course, we did ask you, should the Gikomba market be relocated from the current location? You've seen the several incidences of fire there, the latest being yesterday. You know the drill. Our Twitter handle is at KTN News. You can as well tweet me at Yusuf Ibrah. The hashtag to use is Friday Briefing. I'm going to go through some of your feedback within the program. But first, let me take this very short break. And of course, we're going to get a lot of performances from some of the Daktari's family members.
Yeah, Mulli children's family.
There are so many in studio
Oh, yeah.
with me. We're going to get those pictures shortly for you.
This is KTN News.